Let's be real. If you're looking for a job right now, you know the old rules just don't apply anymore. The endless online applications, the advice to just network more, it's exhausting, right? So in this explainer, what we're going to do is completely reframe that entire process and put you back in control.
This right here, this quote gets to the absolute heart of it. If your job search feels like you're just spinning your wheels, listen up. It's not you. The system itself has changed. And once you really truly accept that, you can start learning the new rules and actually move forward with confidence.
And isn't this the crazy part? You're good at what you do. You've got tons of experience, but when you look at the job market, it just feels like chaos. I'm telling you, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone.
And to top it all off, you're probably so sick of hearing that generic advice, right? Just hustle harder. You need to network more. It's the kind of stuff that implies the problem is you're not trying hard enough. But you're not lazy, you're just using an old map for a brand new world.
So the very first step is actually pretty simple, but it's powerful. We're going to change our language. Let's just ditch all that aggressive hustle culture talk, the grinding and the crushing, because all that leads to is burnout. Instead, let's start using words that put you back in the driver's seat. Words like project, objective, and control.
And that brings us to what is probably the single biggest idea we're going to talk about today. This is the most important mindset shift you can make. Your job search is not a panic. It is a project.
Okay, so what does that actually mean? Well, it means you approach it with a plan, with clear objectives, with different phases, just like you would any professional project. You manage it. You don't let it manage you. See, this isn't about running a desperate sprint until you burn out. It's about strategically and calmly moving forward.
And the benefits of thinking this way? They're huge, and they happen fast. Suddenly, this massive, overwhelming task gets broken down into small, manageable steps. If a tactic isn't working, you don't panic, you pivot, just like in any other project. You can actually see your progress, which builds momentum and confidence. And this is how you find the right job, not just desperately grab onto any job.
All right, so we've got the mindset down. That's the foundation. Now let's talk strategy. How do you actually navigate this crazy market and find those hidden opportunities? Let's dive into some practical tools you can start using right now to position yourself perfectly.
Okay, first strategic move. You have got to stop relying only on online job boards. Seriously. A huge number of those posts are already outdated, maybe they've been filled internally, or sometimes they're just there to collect resumes. They're a piece of the puzzle, for sure, but they are not the whole picture.
Instead, you need to become an intelligence gatherer, like a detective for your own career. Set up Google alerts for companies you're interested in, follow what they're doing on LinkedIn, and don't just lurk in those industry groups. Jump in, engage with people, share an interesting article. You're not just looking for a job, you're showing everyone that you're a player in your field. Now for a really powerful strategic tool. This one can give you a massive edge. It's all about learning to think like a product manager and understanding how a company's hiring needs change depending on where their products are in their life cycle.
Think about it. It's totally logical. When a product is just an idea, who does a company hire? R&D people. Once they're actually building it, they need production and quality control. Then, to sell it, they need sales and marketing. And to get it to customers, they need logistics and support. It's a predictable wave of hiring, and you can learn to spot it. So, your goal here is to use these signals to time your approach perfectly. Watch the job ads like a hawk. If you see a company suddenly hiring a ton of production staff for a new product and your background is in quality control, ding, 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 that's your cue. Start polishing that resume, because your skills are what they're going to need next. It's all about anticipating the need before they even post the job.
So with the right mindset and a timing strategy, you are already way ahead of the game. Now let's talk about finding opportunities where almost nobody else is even looking. This is where things get a little counterintuitive.
Okay, I know this sounds completely crazy, right? We're all trained to see layoff news and think, red flag, run away. But what if we looked at it differently? What if a layoff could actually be a signal of an opportunity for you?
Here's why it's not as crazy as it sounds. First, a layoff in one division often means the company is just shifting money over to a different division that's actually growing. And guess what? That's where they're hiring. Second, big budget cuts might mean fewer full-time jobs, but create a huge immediate need for skilled contractors. And finally, when a giant in the industry starts to struggle, it creates a vacuum for smaller, faster companies to grow and to hire people like you. You see, all of these strategies, the project mindset, the life cycle map, this counterintuitive thinking, they're all pointing to the exact same thing, moving you out of that feeling of panic and into a place of clarity and control.
This is so crucial to remember. A rejection email, layoff news, even a really tough interview. None of it is a judgment on you or your worth. It's just information. It's data. And you can use that data to adjust your strategy, tweak your approach, and make your next move even smarter.
You know, the real win here isn't just about finding a job for today. It's about building a skill set, a long-term capability to navigate your own career. Because let's face it, the world is going to continue to be disrupted. And having this strategic approach, that's your key to being resilient through all of it.
And finally, just a simple grounding reminder. Your job is what you do. It is not who you are. And being able to separate your identity from your employment status is absolutely essential for keeping your head clear and making good decisions throughout this whole process.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. What if this whole thing isn't a stressful job search at all? What if instead it's a project to build your personal capability for navigating change? Just that one little shift in perspective, it can change absolutely everything. Thanks for joining me.